Your cat just did something so bizarre, so inexplicable, that you laughed it off. They stared at an empty corner for 5 minutes. They suddenly sprinted across the house for no reason. They started chewing on plastic. They knocked something off a table and watched it fall with intense focus. And you thought, cats are just weird. Here's what I need you to understand, your cat isn't weird. Every single one of these behaviors has a reason. A neurological basis. A message. We call them weird because they don't make sense to us. But to your cat, they make perfect sense. And most of the time, they're telling you something important about their physical or psychological state. Today at CreatureCode, we're decoding 9 behaviors that look bizarre on the surface but actually reveal what's happening inside your cat's brain and body. And here's the crucial part, the final behavior on this list is so common, so normalized, that almost every cat owner has seen it. But almost nobody understands what it really means. And that misunderstanding could be costing your cat their health. Let's decode them. Behavior 1, staring at walls or empty corners. Your cat sits perfectly still, eyes locked on a blank wall. Or they stare intently at a corner where nothing visible exists. You think, they're seeing ghosts. Or they're just being weird. Here's what's actually happening, they're either hunting something you can't see, or they're experiencing a neurological change. The hunting explanation is straightforward. Cats can hear frequencies 1.6 times higher than humans. They can see in near total darkness. They detect movement we're neurologically incapable of detecting. That wall they're staring at? There might be a mouse in it. Or an insect. Or vibrations from pipes that look like prey movement to their sensory system. But here's the important caveat, if this staring is new or increased, it could indicate cognitive dysfunction, vision changes, or neurological issues. A 2020 study in neurobiology of aging found that senior cats who showed increased wall staring and seeming hallucinations had measurable changes in their cognitive function. But younger cats staring at walls? Usually just hunting invisible prey. The distinction? New behavior or increased frequency equals vet visit. Occasional, consistent wall staring equals normal feline hunting behavior. Context matters. But that's the one most people catch. The really important behaviors are the ones hiding in plain sight. Your cat is lying down. Completely calm. Then suddenly, they explode. Full-speed sprint from room to room. Climbing furniture. Launching themselves off walls. Then just as suddenly, they stop and flop down, breathing hard. You think, they're just being playful. Or they need to burn energy. Here's what's actually happening, this is called frenetic random activity periods or FRAPs. And it's more important than you think. FRAPs are normal, cats have bursts of energy, especially at dawn and dusk. But the frequency and intensity matter. Occasional FRAPs equals normal cat behavior. Multiple times daily, intense, seemingly uncontrollable sprints equals potential sign of stress, anxiety, or medical issues like hypothyroidism or pain. A 2019 study in applied animal behavior science found that cats with anxiety or stress-related conditions showed significantly more frequent and intense FRAPs than cats in calm environments. But owners dismissed it as playfulness. The cat's brain is using physical exhaustion to regulate neurochemical imbalance. They're not just being energetic. They're self-soothing through movement. The read? Occasional FRAPs equals healthy. Multiple daily episodes that seem uncontrollable or obsessive equals environmental stress, anxiety, or medical issue. Evaluate what's changed in your cat's environment or schedule a vet visit. Your cat chews on plastic bags. Rubber bands. Fabric. Cardboard obsessively. Not just exploring, but genuinely gnawing, chewing, trying to consume things that aren't food. You think, they're just weird. Or they're bored. Here's what's actually happening, this behavior, called pica, can indicate nutritional deficiency, stress, anxiety, or neurological issues. But there's something more specific, obsessive chewing on non-food items is frequently associated with early cognitive dysfunction or neurological changes, especially in senior cats. A 2021 study in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that pica behaviors were present in 43% of cats with cognitive dysfunction, but were attributed to boredom or personality in 78% of cases. The mechanism: neurological changes cause altered impulse control and compulsive behaviors. Your cat isn't choosing to chew. Their brain is compelling them to. Additionally, pica can indicate anemia, mineral deficiencies, or even hyperthyroidism. The urgency? Occasional chewing of inappropriate items equals probably boredom or curiosity. Obsessive, compulsive chewing that seems beyond your cat's control equals vet visit within 1 week. This isn't personality. This is neurology or nutrition signaling distress. You notice your cat is drooling more than usual. Their chin stays wet. They leave wet spots where they sleep. You think, some cats just drool. That's normal. It can be. But sudden changes in drooling patterns are a red flag that most owners completely miss. Excessive drooling can indicate dental disease or oral pain, nausea or gastrointestinal issues, kidney disease, neurological changes, stress or anxiety. A 2018 study in Veterinary Dentistry Journal found that increased drooling was the presenting symptom in 64% of cats with undiagnosed dental disease, yet it was noticed by owners in only 31% of cases. Here's the key: if your cat suddenly starts drooling more, or if they never drooled before and now they do, this is your cat's body signaling something. The distinction? Baseline drooling that's been consistent equals probably just your cat's physiology. Sudden increase in drooling equals vet visit within 1 week. Your cat presses their head repeatedly against the wall, furniture, or your leg with unusual force. Not a gentle head bump, but a deliberate, forceful pressing. You think they're just being affectionate. Here's what's actually true: persistent head pressing can be a sign of neurological distress, pain, or cognitive dysfunction. Head pressing is a recognized sign of hepatic encephalopathy, liver disease, hypertension, or cognitive dysfunction in cats. It's a self-soothing behavior, but it indicates something is neurologically wrong. A 2019 study in Neurology Today found that cats showing repetitive head pressing had underlying medical or neurological conditions in 87% of cases. The critical difference? Normal head bumping, gentle, occasional, part of normal affection, equals healthy bonding behavior. Repetitive, forceful head pressing that seems compulsive or excessive equals potential neurological red flag. You're petting your cat. They seem to enjoy it. Then suddenly, they attack your hand. They weren't provoked. They gave no warning. Just explosive aggression. You think they're just done being petted. Here's what might be happening: this could be normal petting aggression. Some cats have a low tolerance. But sudden changes in this behavior can indicate pain. If your cat suddenly becomes aggressive during petting when they weren't before, they're likely experiencing pain that makes touch unbearable. This can indicate arthritis or joint pain, skin conditions or allergies, internal pain, organs, dental, neurological sensitivity changes. A 2020 study in pain found that cats with undiagnosed pain showed sudden aggression during petting in 71% of cases. Owners thought their cat was just getting grumpy. The distinction? Consistent petting aggression: your cat has always had a low tolerance, equals personality. Sudden aggression during petting that wasn't there before equals potential pain signal. Vet visit within 1 week. Your cat licks one area of their body obsessively. The fur is gone. The skin shows signs of irritation. You think they have an allergy or a skin issue. It could be. But it could also be psychogenic, stress-induced compulsive behavior. A 2021 study in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that excessive licking leading to hair loss was caused by allergies or skin disease in 48% of cases, but by stress, anxiety, or pain in 52% of cases. When cats can't control their environment, they control their body. Compulsive licking is self-soothing, but it indicates underlying stress or anxiety. It can also indicate pain in that specific area. Your cat is trying to manage discomfort through licking. The investigation? Vet visit to rule out allergies and skin disease first. If that's clear, evaluate your cat's stress level and environmental factors. Excessive licking is always communicating something. If you're starting to see your cat's weird behaviors as a language instead of quirks, hit subscribe right now. Because at CreatureCode, we're translating every strange behavior into what it actually means. And understanding your cat's hidden language could literally save their life. Your cat deliberately pushes things off tables. Glasses. Pens. Your stuff. and they watch intently as it falls. You think they're being destructive. They're just naughty. Here's what's actually happening. This is hunting behavior or environmental testing. Cats are testing cause and effect. They're engaging their hunting instincts by making objects move. In a stimulation-poor environment, this becomes compulsive. But here's the important part: excessive object knocking can indicate understimulation, stress, or even cognitive dysfunction. A normal cat might knock things off occasionally. A bored or stressed cat makes it their primary activity. The read? Occasional object knocking equals normal exploration. Constant, compulsive knocking equals environmental enrichment is insufficient or stress is present. Your cat suddenly jumps and swipes at empty air. Multiple times. Like they're catching invisible prey. You think they're seeing bugs. Or they're just being playful. Here's what's actually true: occasional air catching is normal hunting behavior. They might be responding to sounds or movements you can't detect. But frequent or obsessive air catching can indicate neurological changes or seizure-like activity, cognitive dysfunction, visual disturbances, stress-induced compulsive behavior. A 2022 study in veterinary neurology found that cats showing frequent air catching with no visible prey had neurological abnormalities in 68% of cases. The distinction? Occasional air swipes equals normal hunting behavior. Frequent, repetitive, obsessive air catching, especially if combined with other behavior changes, equals potential neurological issue. Vet evaluation needed. Here's what I want you to understand about your cat's weird behaviors. Nothing is random. Nothing is just personality. Everything, every bizarre thing your cat does, is either normal feline behavior or communication about their physical or psychological state. The 9 behaviors we just decoded: wall staring, sprinting, chewing, drooling, head pressing, aggression, excessive licking, object knocking, air catching, they're all part of a language. And sometimes they're saying, "I'm healthy," and expressing normal instincts. But sometimes they're saying, "Something is wrong." Please notice. The problem is we call them weird and laugh them off instead of asking, what is this behavior actually communicating? So tonight, think about your cat's weirdest behaviors. The ones you've always dismissed as just being a cat. Ask yourself, is this normal for them, or is it new? Is it occasional or obsessive? Is there a pattern I'm missing? Because your cat's weird behavior isn't weird. It's translation. And your job is to learn the language before it's too late. Drop a comment with the weirdest behavior your cat does. The one you're going to look at differently now. And subscribe to CreatureCode, because your cat is constantly communicating through behavior, and we're here to make sure you understand every bizarre, beautiful word.